Today, I want to talk about your reason why. So, your big why. I think before we even start delving deeper into recovery and rest days and feeling in alignment, first of all, you have to focus on why are you even doing this? So, as an athlete, why this? And I think that's something often we don't stop and think about. We kind of keep going. We're maybe getting stronger and fitter. We up the training. We focus on the physical side, but we don't focus on actually why we're doing this. Now, this is something I've been interested in for years now. So a long, long time ago, I came across Simon Sinek's TED Talk, which he called Start With Your Why. I think that's what it was called. And in this talk, Simon was saying about, it was mainly aimed at businesses. So instead of focusing on your products, first of all, focus on why. Why are you doing this as an organization? Who are you wanting to benefit? Why are you here? And so for me as a business owner, this is something that I've looked at, and I always come back to our why. And then maybe over the last sort of 4 or 5 years, I've started looking at it more at a personal level, and it's been a game changer. So the moment that you start focusing on your why, on your big vision, where do you see yourself going? Not just in your career, but in your lifestyle, in however many years' time, and you can decide what the time frame is. In a week's time, where do you see yourself being? In a year, in 5 years, in 10, 20 years? What's your big vision? And then in terms of an athlete point of view, so in terms of your fitness and sports, looking at your why. So why are you doing this particular thing that you're doing? Is it to get fitter? Is it to lose a certain amount of weight? Is it to compete in an Ironman event, to be a role model for your kids? Whatever it is, you have this why, and it might take you a little while to delve into it, but there will be something behind it. I talk a lot about feelings, which I'm going to talk more about in coming videos and episodes, about connecting with how you want to feel and then chasing the feeling. And you're not just chasing the goal, but you're chasing the feeling as well. But today it is looking at that why. So your brain has one primary function, and that's to survive. So when you're working really hard, when you're training, your brain is thinking, crap, like I'm running on empty or whatever it is. Your brain needs something. You need some driver to keep going. Otherwise, you're just going to give up. So, and obviously we'll come on to this in a recovery context. That doesn't mean to kind of keep going when your body's burning out, but you do have that bit extra, and that bit extra comes from your mindset, and your mindset needs to be tapped into your why. So the way that you can, various ways that you can start tapping into your why are to journal. So if anyone already journals, instead of just talking about sort of how your day's been or recapping on the day, start delving a bit deeper into your journaling. You can do this with guided meditations, some music on in the background, so nothing too distracting, or literally just sitting in silence and starting to write down, where do you see yourself going? And don't overthink it. Just literally let the pen flow. There's no right or wrong answer. But the more that you do it, you'll start to see patterns. And I do this pretty much every day now. I visualize, and it's really powerful because you do start to see patterns. That's then when you'll start to see more about how you want to feel, whether it's you want to feel calm or clarity or strong, confident, whatever it is. And then in later videos, I'll come more onto the feeling side and how we can really unpick these feelings. But that's one way of looking at your big why, is to journal. Another way, as I just mentioned, is to meditate. So doing guided meditations, again, where you're kind of visualizing how you want to be, who you want to be in the world, what do you want to be known for? That's another good one to, whether it's a kind of journaling or a mind map, whatever works for you, or literally writing down on a beer mat, on post-it notes. Who are you? So I'd ask myself, who is Rosie Mead? And now I'm very clear about who I am, which I'm going to be talking about in the next video. But today is all about you. And asking yourself that, and that's the first question that I ask my clients, and it can make people feel really uncomfortable because people don't ask you. People often ask, what do you do? What do you do for a job? But that doesn't define you. You could say, yeah, whatever. I don't even want to put words into your mouth, but focusing on the who am I? What makes me me? And why am I unique? And why am I different to you? Once you start getting clear on that, you'll then be able to start looking at whether you're in alignment, or whether, like I said in the video yesterday, if there's different areas of your life, if any of them are out of alignment. The only way you'll be able to tell really if they're out of alignment with who you are and your authentic self is by knowing who you are. And it can sound really simple. It's the same with recovery and rest days. Like I've said before, it's really simple, yet it's not that easy to do. So this is something that you need to practice as well. So the journaling isn't a one-off, the meditations, visualizing. Once you then start getting clearer on your why, so what's driving you to train, and how does that fit into this bigger vision, you know, not just thinking of training, but you as a person in the world, how you want to show up in the world, how you want to be seen, how you want to feel. You can then start looking more at, if you're a visual person like me, you could then maybe make vision boards. I literally just use Pinterest. So I'm a creative person, but I'm not a designer. So I like using Pinterest. I'll just start searching for things that make me feel the way I want to feel. So right now I'm looking at abundance, and I'm kind of manifesting an abundant life. And that's not just money, but that's being surrounded by friends and laughter and fun and having a lot of joy in my life. So I literally just start typing that kind of thing into Pinterest. And the more that you can save to a private board, so no one else has to see it. The more pins that you save, the more it will suggest other ones. And then I just love spending time to just sit with Pinterest, with a vision board, looking through it. I just actually, while you're on video, I then print it out. So this is my vision board right now. You can see there's one poking up behind it because I do change it depending on how I want to feel, how I want to be seen in the world. And these are just various things that I'm sort of thinking of at the moment. But that's it then. You save it and you put it in places where you can see it. So mine's on my phone, on my desktop wallpaper. I printed it out. I then spend time with it every day, just a little bit. I like to write in the present as well. So I don't know what it could be for you. So you might want to complete an Ironman, let's say, and you then write it down as if you've already done that. So you might say, last year I completed an Ironman, or I don't know, it might be a business goal, because I'm conscious that although you're on here because you're athletes, we're all juggling lots of different things. And so I don't know, you might want your business to be a 6-figure business, 7-figure business. And you write down, I am running a 7-figure business, a sustainable 7-figure business, whatever it is. Your brain can't distinguish from what's real and what's not. So if you start writing down this, you start living and breathing your vision, you will find that you start noticing more opportunities for these kind of things. You'll attract a lot more. I am a big believer in the law of attraction, and I'm always saying this, it's not woo-woo. I'm conscious that when I start maybe talking about visualizations, it's going to sound a bit woo-woo, and it's really not. It just is that when you start putting intentions out there, you're more likely to show up and do the hard work to get to there. So it's not like you sit down, you put out an intention and you do nothing, and all of a sudden, I don't know, money ends up in your bank account. It's the same with training. You can't say, I'm going to beat my personal best at this event and that's all I need to do. I've done the hard work because I put my my intention out there, and that's it. You'll show up, you'll do the hard work, but you're more likely to show up and do it because it's so aligned with who you are and where you want to go. But actually you start to remind yourself that where you want to go is already here, because it's you. you have all of the tools that your future self has. And that for me is such a big game changer in terms of mindset. So I'm just seeing if there was anything else. So that's it really, focusing on your big why. Today, just start writing down. Take literally 5 minutes if that's all the time that you've got. Take longer if you have longer, but just start writing down who you are. Literally at the top of the page, write down who is, and then your name, and just start bullet pointing. You could ask friends, you know, when you think of me, what do you think of? Some of the answers might surprise you, and that might make you change certain behaviours or lean into certain behaviours. It's really good to get an outside perspective, but this is all about you and how you feel, how you want to show up in the world, focusing on why. So if it's in terms of your athletics, actually, why are you doing this? Why this and not something else? And once you've focused on that, we can then start looking at the alignment and where you're in alignment with different areas of your life. I hope this is useful. Do drop a comment below, send me a message. I'd love to know for you, what is your why? Ping me over any of your comments, any of your ideas. I hope that this is useful. Chat to you tomorrow.